Today I'm going to show you how to make this flavorful one-pot dish. Spiced nutty rice is a flavorful and aromatic dish that combines the rich, earthy notes of cumin, cardamom, and garam masala with the sweetness of golden raisins and the crunch of mixed nuts. Coconut oil adds a subtle tropical essence, while oyster mushrooms and grated carrots provide a hearty texture. The basmati rice absorbs the spices and pimento sauce, creating a fragrant and savory blend that is both satisfying and vibrant. This dish is perfect as a standalone meal or as a flavorful side to complement your favorite main course. Alright, so the first step for our rice is we're going to be starting with some coconut oil. So here we have our medium-sized pot over medium to high heat. Once that's heated, going in with our oil, we're going in with our aromatics. So here we have some whole cumin seeds or Geera seeds, Cardamon Pods, Anise, some curry leaves or Caripulee Leaves, Turmeric Powder, cinnamon stick. All of these are going to help give our dish, those earthy, warm, inviting, and slightly meaty notes as well, because no meat is in this one-pot rice dish. So straight to the oil we go in. Right, and then next to that we're going to have some crushed garlic and diced onions. And then some carrots. Just give this a little stir. So we just want to let this marry for about 2 to 3 minutes before we add anything else. Give all our spices a chance to open up. Allow the onions and garlic and carrot to absorb its flavor. Allow the onions to cook down a little bit. Get a little sweeter in taste. Alright, so we're just going to give this a minute and then we'll come back. Right, so the next step here now is we're going in with some more ingredients. So here we have some roughly chopped oyster mushrooms. Really and truly, the type of mushroom you use is really up to you. Next, we're going to have some golden raisins that I washed. You could chop this up, but I left it whole because I actually like seeing it in the finished rice dish. And here we have some chopped mixed nuts. Now, the type of nuts you use is really up to you. Here's a combination of peanuts, cashew nuts, walnuts, almonds. But again, that combo is totally up to you. So I just wash the nuts and then give it a rough chop. Straight into the pot it goes. So just like the onion and carrots, we want to give these newly added ingredients some time to absorb the flavors, open up their pores, and to soften up a little bit. So we're just going to give this about a minute and 90 seconds again. Alright, so about 90 seconds has passed. As you can see here, make sure everything is more or less taken on that turmeric color. Starting to stick slightly, but that's okay. We're already smelling a lot of our ingredients. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to continue to add flavor. Right, so here we're going to be adding some fermented pimento sauce. This is full of flavorings like shadow benny, garlic, hot pepper, pimento, and a few other things. So this is just going to continue to add to the flavor of our rice dish. So of course we'll include the link to that tutorial for you to make your own fermented pimento sauce right at home. So I'm just going to give this a quick stir before we go in with our rice. So here I'm using some basmati rice. Again, if you want to use regular old parboiled rice, that's fine as well. I just like the flavor, or the added flavor the basmati rice adds. So I just wash it in some water. That also helps to remove the additional starch, which will prevent your rice dish from clumping up at the end. So I'm not going to add any liquid just yet. I'm just going to mix this up to allow the rice to absorb all the colors and flavors of our dish. Good mix. Scrape down. Just scrape down the sides. Level it out. We want to cover this and let this sit. Allow the pores in the rice to open up, absorb all the flavors. It will slightly stick to the bottom of the pan, but that's alright. Once we add the water, that will naturally deglaze the pot. So we're leaving it just under medium heat. We're going to cover it and leave it for about 5 minutes. Alright, so 5 minutes has passed. Let's give it a little stir. So as you can see, it is starting to stick slightly, but that's alright. Before we add in our water is some salt and some black pepper. Alright, we're going to give this a mix. Now with the water, we add in hot water. We don't want to add cold water because all that's going to do is stop the cooking process. to give the water time to heat up. So you always want to add hot water or hot liquids. So I'm just scraping on the pan. And what you want to do, you want to bring this to a boil, which it already is starting to boil. And I'm just going to drop the heat down to allow our mixture to simmer. I'm just going to leave it uncovered so we could see, so I could show you all what you're looking for in terms of a simmer. Right, so basically this is what you're looking for here. This slow, low bubble type of activity happening here. This is what you want. So you want to maybe a little more bubbling. Leave this now. You want to cover it and let this finish cook. Let it steam. Allow the rice to absorb all the water until it's fully cooked. Should be about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll cover this and check back in about 10 minutes. Alright, so now the last thing we're going to do, we're just tasting for salt now. Wow. Get all the earthy notes, the crunch of the nuts, the sweetness of the raisins. There's a little touch of salt again. Remember again, the good thing with salt is, you could always add, but you can't take out. So just give this a quick mix. We could plate up one time. Again, with this type of dish, you really don't even need any meat. This is like your ultimate one pot. The nuts, the aromatic earthy notes, kind of give it that meaty flavor. And the nuts obviously help to give it that meaty texture. So the anise. So curry leaves still in there. Cinnamon. What I like to do just as an extra bonus, I just like to garnish it with some desiccated or shredded coconut. You don't have to, but it just helps to bring everything together and almost brings the rice to life.